Welcome everyone to the game between the 14-year-old Turkish prodigy Yagiz Kaan Erdogmus taking on Vladimir Fedoseev. Here in this game, Yaz has been playing a great event. He is currently on 5.5 points. Last couple of rounds haven't gone his way. He lost to Gukesh and Anish Giri. Meanwhile, Vladimir Fedoseev, he is also on 5.5 points, and he has been playing very solidly in this event. It'll be interesting to see how this youngster sort of plays after two losses. Sometimes it's difficult to make a comeback when you've had back to back losses, especially in this field where everyone is such a strong opponent, and mentally you start to feel like, oh, this is not where I want to be. So, big test for Yagiz Kaan Erdogmus here, and Fedoseev, of course, a very, very strong opponent. The players are ready. Time control is 2 hours for 40 moves and then 30 extra minutes with 30-second increment only from move 41. And Yaz opens the game with pawn to e4. Every time Yaz plays, I'm very interested to see his time usage, because he's someone who first makes his opening 10 or 12 moves very quickly and then starts to think very, very deeply. Whoa, he goes for his Petrov. Fedoseev trusting the Petrov, the opening with which he actually lost the first round to Hans Niemann in just 16 moves. He's trusting it. Knight takes e5, d6 played. And now knight to f3. You take the pawn on e4. He takes it, chops it off. Pawn to d4 played, grabbing space in the center. And pawn to d5 by Fedoseev. Bishop comes out to d3. And now bishop to d6 played. White castles here. And black castles as well. So all very standard stuff. Generally, you can go knight d2, pawn to c4, also very much possible. He plays now, generally pawn to c6 is what you play. He plays it. Pawn comes up to c6, and now rook e1. And this is the moment where you actually generally sacrifice this pawn. So rook e8, he defends it. And now, yeah, he plays queen to b3. He's attacking the d4 pawn and also putting pressure here. Knight comes out to a6. Generally, a3 is played to stop knight b4 ideas. Please note that pawn takes pawn, queen takes pawn doesn't work because of check, and you lose the queen. So knight comes out to d2. And now the best move should be bishop f5 or knight coming back. He plays his knight back to f6. 1 hour 43 minutes for Fedoseev. 1 hour 18 minutes for Yaz. Takes on e8. And now queen takes on e8. Why should white be better here is the question. Well, first thing, he gains space. Secondly, the bishop could chop the knight if needed. Third thing is, if you want to get your knight to g3, that could be a good idea. He does play it, opening up the bishop here. And now this knight on a6 has done its job, so goes back to b8. Maybe will come to d7. Black is bit behind in development, but the bishop is beautiful. The knight is looking at a good square. So Yagiz Kaan now goes knight to g3. He's controlling the f5 and the h5 squares. And maybe knight d7, knight f8 is one plan. He goes knight e4, which is, I believe, a great move. And he plays knight to h5. Wow. Just bringing the knight in, creating all these threats here around the king. Bishop d8. That's not a good move. Knight d7 was simple and normal move to play. But bishop d8, his idea is g6. He wants to kick the knight and control f6. Now the bishop takes over the diagonal, which is very cool. And he goes g5. Oh my goodness, what a move this is. Bishop d6, and if you take with the knight cd6, white is already close to winning here, because the bishop, the knight here, oh my god. So this is very good, but there's also bishop e5, which is good. Like, this is such a lapse in judgment by Fedoseev. Yagiz plays this very nice move, bishop c7. What a move by him. If you take on c7, then bishop e4 and the knight jumps into f6. So he takes it and bishop takes e4. Can't take the, by either ways, check would drop the queen. So knight comes to d7. Maybe better move was queen d8, but okay, already the position looks very dangerous. And now bishop to f5, putting the bishop on a good square, and then bringing the rook to e1. Yeah, he plays bishop f5 with 26 minutes on the clock. Queen goes to d8. And now rook e1. Very natural, normal move, bringing the rook in. Do you want to play knight f6 here? He goes king h8. Because knight f6, you could take, and already rook e8 is game over. So that's the reason why king h8 played. And now he brings his queen to e3, controlling the e8 square. The knight goes back to f8. And now knight to e5, threatening a fork on f7. If you take on e5, I have queen e5 with a check. So queen e7 played. Okay, knight g6 check is met with knight takes g6. So that's not a good idea. So he first takes on c8. And now his idea is after rook takes c8 to go to h3. When the queen will attack the rook and the pawn. Finds it. Beautiful move. Queen h3. And you can see Yaz's mother in the background there. She's getting a bit nervous and tense. Rook e8. Knight to g3 played. King comes up to h7. And knight to f5. Attacking the queen, also the pawn. Yaz is down to 8 minutes. Queen e6. And now a great move is rook e3. You can feel the tension in the air. You can see that Yaz knows that he's got Fedoseev now. Rook e3 played. Queen goes to f6. And knight takes h6. Boom. And look at Fedoseev's look there. He was like, whoa. Queen takes h6. Check to the king. You can't block with the queen. f7 is hanging. Goes knight g6. Queen takes f7. The rook is falling now. He goes back. Queen g7. And now picking up the rook. Queen takes e8. And bishop takes knight. He simply gives a check. The knight comes to h4 to block the h file. But now queen takes e5, d takes e5. Oh, everything is winning. He just takes with the pawn. Yeah, he knows he's just winning here. King at 6. Fedoseev just making a few moves here. Pawn to g3. Now winning the knight. Queen h7, hoping for some miracles with a perpetual here. But that's not happening. Check. And he goes king h5, allowing g4 checkmate in one move, and he plays it. It's a checkmate. And Fedoseev, instead of handshake, goes and mates Yaz. Yaz is king with queen b1. When you meet checkmate with checkmate, and look at the celebration in the background. Yagiz Kaan's mother is so happy, hugging everyone there, and another fantastic win for the youngster. He's moving towards 2700 mark, and Fedoseev, what a sport he is. Well, he really got outplayed today, and g5 was a move that was really not the best. And brilliant play by Yagiz Kaan. Huge congratulations to him for this another spectacular win.
Yeah, I forget this knight a6 move. He has a game with Nodurbeck here, and he played a6. Yeah, knight a6 I wasn't expecting. Knight a6, a3, yeah, a6. Okay, I think this knight f6 was okay. Takes. Okay, I was happy with my position, because now I want to go on knight g3, bishop d2, and rook e1. And he played this knight e4 move, which is very interesting, because now if I try to go bishop d2, he can take and then go on knight d7 and then knight f8, knight d6, so he doesn't have any problem. And if I go queen c2, he has f5, I guess. I was thinking knight h4 here, but then queen f7, his next move is queen f6. I couldn't find anything, and I thought, what is my worst piece here? And that's the bishop on c1, so I decided to trade with this bishop, and I played knight h5. Now I want to go bishop f4, and then also, let's say if you play something like b6, I have bishop takes h6, very good trick. Yeah, okay, he played bishop d8, bishop f4 obviously, g5, and here...
Did g5 surprise you? I mean, to open up the king like that?
Yeah, it actually surprised me a bit, and but I'm very lucky that I have this bishop c7 move. Or, I mean, engine says bishop d6. But
Yeah, maybe we could have... I didn't see the engine was on. Bishop c7 was good?
Yeah, it was looking very good. I'm actually surprised a bit. Yeah, but okay, this should also be winning. Yeah, knight d7, bishop f5. I was also thinking bishop c2, some queen d3 ideas, but he has f6, so okay, I decided to go bishop f5. Queen d8, rook e1, king h8, and I was calculating actually this knight g5, is g5, queen h3, king g8, but here I actually couldn't find anything, so I decided to go for this queen e3 move, and now my idea is to go queen e8, and if knight f8, there's queen f7, so he played knight f8, the obvious move, and knight e5. Queen e7, bishop c8, rook c8, queen h3. I calculate all of this moves, and after rook e8, I actually missed that. I was thinking queen f5 before, but I thought he can go queen e6, and if I, let's say, if I take this, he has bishop e5. If I take on f7 with knight, there is queen takes f7. So I was actually a bit sad after rook e8, but then I saw this knight g3. Okay, if he plays queen f6, I have knight g6. Okay, I will take on e8. I should be much better. And if he plays yeah, king e7, knight f5. If queen f6, I have knight a6, takes, knight g4, and I will take on e8. Yeah, it's just winning, and
all the tactics are working for you suddenly.
Yeah. Okay, queen e6, rook e3. I want to go knight g4. Okay, queen f6. I saw knight g4 here, but I mean, I thought knight h6 is much easier. Yeah. Queen h6, queen f5, and okay, it's just very easily winning.
Yeah, what happened at the end of the game? I mean, it is checkmate on the board. When was the last time you checkmated with a pawn in a classical game?
I don't remember. It was, yeah, after g4 it was mate, and queen b1 was also mate. It was just joking. It was not real move.
So Vladimir made a joke.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate that, especially in such a long tournament, you know, to have a bit of humor in the end?
Yeah, I mean, it was good joke. I also saw that he has queen b1 mate. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yes, thank you so much for showing us this game. You are back on +1, as you were saying.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, the last game against Bluebaum. What are your thoughts on the last one?
Okay, I will do the same, prepare, and give my best.
Well, we are looking forward to watching your game, Yaz. Once again, congratulations. Thank you for your time, and good luck tomorrow.
Okay.